So today we're focused on fraction number stories, and these are all going to be based around multiplication. So when I look at fraction number stories, I really am going to look for a bunch of different clues to help me set up my problem. So the first one I have is Anne has an 8-pound package of clay. She has used 3/4 of the package. How many pounds of clay has Anne used? So some of the things that I'm going to highlight here that I found, 3/4 of, that's important, and she has 8 pounds. So from previous videos, we've talked about that word of. And the word of is going to always equal multiplication, especially when we're dealing with fractions. So I'm going to kind of write that down first. 3/4 of, and I'm going to keep it attached. So remember, of equals multiplication, so I'm keeping that 3/4 of. That's what it's a part of right there. Of what? Of how much did she have? She had 8. So here is my math problem that I'm going to solve. 3/4 of 8, or 3/4 multiplied by 8. And to do this problem, I'm going to put my whole number over 1 always. Then I'm going to multiply across. 3 times 8 is going to give me my 24. 4 times 1 is 4. And so now I am left with my improper fraction, so I'm going to have to fix that. So I think from top to bottom, 24 divided by 4. And if you need to put that into a division problem over here to get your answer, and that's going to equal 6. 6 times 4 is 24. I have nothing left over. So how many pounds? She used 6 pounds. And again, because it's a number story, making sure that we are putting that label on the end. Now, you could also draw a picture if that's helpful as well to try to be able to see this math problem. So if I had 8 pounds, I'm going to put them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, each circle representing a pound. I'm going to separate them into 4 groups. So you can see here's group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. And then I want how many of the groups? I want 3 of them. So here is 1 group, 2 groups, and 3 groups. So how many pounds did I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That also equals 6 pounds. So again, if you need to draw a picture, that is also helpful with your number problems. I like to find that multiplication problem first to get me started. Okay, here's our next one. A rectangular countertop is 3/4 yard by 1/8 yard. What is the area of the countertop? So let's say that here's my counter, and it is 3/4 yard by 1/8 yard. And we've done area before. Area equals my length times my width. So I'm going to write that down. I have 1/8, my length, times my width, which is my 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and do this multiplication problem here. 1 times 3, multiplying across, that equals 3. And then 8 times 4 is 32. And then I have my answer. That is the area of the countertop. Now also don't forget to put yard. Okay. And I'm on to my last example of a problem here. And I have that Brandon earned $9 in allowance. So I'm going to kind of highlight that $9 last week, and he spent 2/3 of, and there's another key word in that problem, his allowance at Target. How much money did he spend at Target? So especially because I have that word of attached to my fraction, I'm going to keep it that way. So my problem here is 2/3 of 9, or $9. Okay, I know it looks like this when we're talking about money. So I'm going to rewrite it in a way that's going to make it easier for us to do our multiplication problem. 2/3 of equals multiply and 9. Now, remember, whenever I have my whole number, I'm going to put that over 1. In a previous video, we talked about cross multiplying, cross simplifying. I can check that right here if I wanted to do my problem. 9 and 3, is there a way I can reduce that? And there is. I'm going to divide them both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so now when I go, and if I do 2 and 1 right here, they do not work. I'm not able to simplify that. So now as I go to multiply them across, I have 2, because remember that 2 is still the same, times 3, because I simplified that, that equals 6, and 3 times 1, or I'm sorry, I simplified that, that's 1 times 1, that equals 1. So now when I'm done, 6 divided by 1 equals 6. And what was our label? It was money. How much money? So $6. If you didn't do your cross multiplication, you would have 2/3 times my 9 over 1. Just so you can see that it is the same answer. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 1 is 3. You would then have to simplify your answer here. 18 divided by 3. And again, if I want to put that into a division problem, and then 3 goes into 18. 6 times 3 is 18. I have nothing left over. So my answer is still $6. So if you don't cross simplify, you will still get the same answer. So showing you two different ways. Your lesson practice is to write your own fraction number story using these two numbers. So you have to use 1/2 and 6. However you want, go back and look at some of the examples. You can copy them and kind of change them, but don't forget to solve your own story problem with a label.